Viral English class. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome to your calm, cozy place to learn English slowly and naturally through real-life conversations.
Yes, welcome back. We are really happy you are here with us today. Truly, it always feels special to sit down together like this and just talk.
I'm Anna, and today I feel calm, a little reflective, like I want to talk about something real.
And I'm Jake. And yes, today's topic feels very real, very modern, and honestly, a little frustrating sometimes.
Yes, because we live in a world where everything is supposed to be easier, faster, smoother.
Exactly. We have machines for almost everything now. Washing machines, mixers, vacuum cleaners, dishwashers, things that save us time every day.
And not just machines, we also have apps, services, food delivery, instant payments, reminders that remember things for us.
Yes, everything promises us one thing, a faster life, an easier life, a better life.
And yet, something feels strange, doesn't it?
Very strange, because even with all of that, many people still feel tired, still feel rushed, still feel like they are behind.
Yes, and that feeling, it's confusing because life should be easier now, right?
Exactly. When we think about older generations, our parents, our grandparents, they had less technology, fewer tools, fewer shortcuts.
They did many things by hand, cooking, cleaning, fixing things, walking instead of driving.
And still, when we look back, it feels like they had something we are missing now.
Yes, maybe more calm, more space, more time to breathe.
More real free time, not just empty time, but meaningful time.
Time to talk, to sit, to rest, to enjoy small moments.
And now we have all these tools helping us, but we still say, sorry, I'm so busy.
Yes, we say it almost every day without even thinking.
So the question becomes very honest, very simple, but also very deep.
If life is easier, why do we still feel like we don't have enough time?
Yes, why does a world full of time-saving tools still leave us feeling mentally crowded?
I like that word, crowded, because it's not just about being busy.
It's about having too many things in your mind, too many small demands all at the same time.
Yes, like your brain has too many tabs open and none of them are closing.
That is very real. You wake up, check one thing, then another, and suddenly your mind is already full.
And then the whole day feels like that, full, fast, and a little messy.
And at the end of the day, you think, wait, what did I really do today?
Yes, you were busy, you answered things, you moved, you worked, but somehow it doesn't feel complete. It doesn't feel satisfying.
So today, we want to talk about this slowly, gently, without pressure.
Yes, not in a do more way, but in a feel better way.
We want to share ideas, simple ideas, real ideas that can help you use your time better.
And protect your energy, your attention, your peace.
And of course, we're doing all of this through English, simple English, natural English.
So don't worry if you don't understand everything. Just listen, feel the meaning, let it come slowly. And before we begin, we want to ask you something.
Yes, a very simple question.
What quietly steals time from your day?
Is it your phone, small tasks, too many thoughts, or something else?
You can think about it slowly, no pressure.
Because sometimes we don't lose time in one big moment,
We lose it little by little, quietly.
and maybe this is a good place to begin.
Okay, let's begin.
Honestly, I think people are wrong when they say the day begins in the morning.
Oh, really? Here we go. Jake is starting with a strong opinion today.
No. Listen, I think the day actually begins the night before.
That sounds like a confession, not advice.
Hey, I'm serious. If your night is messy, your morning is already damaged,
Hmm, actually, I agree with you. That makes sense.
right? If you sleep late, scroll too much, think too much, worry too much,
Then your mind never really rests.
exactly, your body goes to bed, but your mind stays active.
And then you wake up already tired, already heavy.
And then you blame the morning, but the problem started the night before.
Yes, people say, I need a better morning routine.
But maybe they need a calmer night routine.
That is a powerful idea. A gentle ending creates a better beginning.
I like that. It feels simple, but very true.
And when your mind is already tired, it becomes easy to overload it again.
Yes, not all tiredness comes from hard work.
Some tiredness comes from too much useless input.
Too many updates, too many opinions, too many small things entering your mind.
And leaving a mess behind.
And this is where people start to squander their attention.
Yes, squander means to waste something valuable, slowly, carelessly.
And attention is valuable, very valuable.
Peace is valuable, clear thinking is valuable, but we lose them little by little.
One small distraction feels harmless,
Then another and another.
and suddenly your brain feels like a noisy room.
Yes, a very messy room with too many things everywhere.
And the truth is, not everything deserves space in your mind.
Some things help you, but some things only crowd you.
So maybe the lesson is simple.
Maybe protect your mind like you protect your home.
And when your mind is too full, even small tasks feel heavy.
Oh yes, that is very real.
Sometimes the stress is not one big problem.
Sometimes it is many small unfinished things.
A message, a call, a payment, a form,
Small tasks, but they feel big in your head.
because you let them slide.
Yes, let something slide means you ignore it.
And then it grows slowly in your mind.
I had that with one email.
Oh no, what happened?
It was a simple email, maybe 3 minutes, but I delayed it.
And then it became scary.
Yes, it felt like I was writing to a king.
Why do small tasks become so big in our minds?
I don't know, but they do.
And the lesson is clear.
Sometimes peace comes from finishing one small thing.
Not doing everything, just closing one loop.
Because open loops follow you all day.
And when there are too many, your energy drops.
Yes, people think being tired means they are working hard.
But sometimes they are just wearing themselves out.
Wear yourself out means becoming too tired from stress or effort.
And many people do that without noticing.
They keep pushing without rest.
And then their body reacts.
Headaches, stress, irritability.
Even simple questions feel difficult.
Like, what do you want to eat?
Suddenly, it feels like a big problem.
Because your brain is tired.
That is why breaks are important.
They don't waste time, they protect your time.
So don't wait until you are exhausted,
Rest a little earlier.
because time is not the only problem.
Energy is the real problem.
Yes, one free hour means nothing if you are too tired to use it.
Free time is not always useful time.
That is a painful truth, but very real.
And many plans fail because they are out of sync.
Yes, out of sync means not in harmony.
Your plan looks good, but your body is tired.
So your plan doesn't work.
And then you blame yourself.
But maybe you are not lazy.
Maybe you are just tired.
Exactly. You cannot build a good day on low energy,
So protect your energy, your sleep, your mind.
because energy makes time meaningful.
And when your energy is strong, you notice something.
Some hours feel better than others.
Yes, some hours are clear, sharp, focused, and some hours feel slow and heavy.
Like your brain is still sleeping.
Exactly. And yet, people use their best hours on unimportant things.
That is where reclaim comes in.
Yes, reclaim means to take back.
Take back your best hours,
Use them for what really matters.
not small, weak tasks.
Because your best energy is limited.
And when you waste it, nothing strong is left.
So protect your best hours.
Use them wisely, gently, consciously.
And that can change everything. So, we were talking about energy and time and how sometimes they don't match. And I think this is where many people feel stuck.
Yes, because on paper, everything looks possible. Everything looks organized. But in real life, it feels different.
Exactly. You plan your day, you write your tasks, you think, okay, I will do all of this.
And then the day starts and your energy says, no.
Yes, your body and your plan are not working together.
They are out of sync.
And that feeling, it can be frustrating because you think something is wrong with you.
But maybe nothing is wrong with you. Maybe your plan is just not realistic.
That's an important idea. Not every plan fits real life.
Yes, because real life is not perfect. It is messy. It is emotional. It is sometimes slow.
And we need to respect that. We need to respect our natural rhythm.
And once you start respecting your rhythm, you begin to see something very interesting.
What is that?
Some hours of the day are much more powerful than others.
Yes, some hours feel clear, focused, like your mind is ready.
And some hours feel soft, slow, like you are just moving, not really thinking.
Like your brain is wearing slippers.
Exactly. Very comfortable, but not very productive.
And yet, many people use their best hours for small, unimportant tasks.
Yes, answering random messages, checking things, doing easy work.
And then, when it is time for important work,
Their energy is gone.
and that is where the word reclaim becomes important.
Yes, to reclaim means to take something back, something you lost.
So here, it means taking back your best attention
Taking back your best time,
and giving it to what really matters,
not to weak priorities, not to small distractions.
but to real thinking, real work, real focus.
Because your best energy is limited. You don't have it all day.
And when you give it away too easily, you feel empty later.
That's why protecting your best hours is so powerful.
Yes, it's not about doing more.
It's about doing the right things at the right time.
And sometimes protecting your time means saying something difficult.
Saying no.
Yes, saying no. That small word, but very powerful.
Because time is not always taken from you in a big way.
Sometimes it is taken very politely.
Someone asks, "Can you help me?"
Can you do this quickly?
It will only take 5 minutes.
The famous 5 minutes.
Yes, the 5 minutes that become 30 or more.
And slowly, your day becomes full, but not with your own priorities.
And I think something deeper is happening here.
What do you mean?
Some people cling to busyness.
Yes, cling to means holding on to something very tightly.
Even when it is not good for them.
Because being busy makes them feel important.
It makes them feel needed.
It feels like proof. I matter. I'm useful.
And that feeling is strong. It's emotional.
But sometimes it comes with a cost.
Yes, your peace, your energy, your focus
Because every unnecessary yes,
becomes a quiet no.
a no to your rest,
A no to your calm.
a no to your own life.
That is why boundaries are important.
Yes, boundaries are not cold. They are protective.
They protect your time, your mind, your energy.
And you are allowed to say no before your day becomes too full.
Before your energy disappears,
Because when you stop giving your time away everywhere,
something beautiful starts to happen.
you begin to notice your life again.
Yes, and this part feels emotional to me.
Me too, because time is not only lost through work.
Sometimes it is lost through speed.
When everything is too fast,
The day doesn't feel real anymore.
breakfast becomes just eating quickly.
Walking becomes rushing.
Even rest becomes another task.
And then you say, this week disappeared
But the truth is, you didn't really feel it.
because speed removes detail.
And detail is where life happens.
That is such a beautiful idea.
Yes, because small details make moments feel real.
And without them, everything feels empty.
So sometimes we need to slow down on purpose.
Yes, we need to carve out time.
Carve out time means creating time intentionally.
Not waiting for free time, but making it.
For simple things,
A quiet walk,
a slow meal,
a real conversation.
or just sitting, doing nothing.
These moments look small.
But they bring you back to yourself.
They help you feel your life again.
So slowing down is not wasting time.
Sometimes it is saving your life.
That sounds dramatic, but it's true.
Very true. And when you slow down, you start to understand something deeper.
Yes, this is not just about time management,
It is about awareness.
about being conscious, about noticing your life.
Because if managing time becomes another pressure,
Then we missed the point.
we are not trying to become perfect machines. Waking up at 5 a.m., smiling, full energy.
Very suspicious people. We don't know them.
No, we don't.
The real goal is simpler:
And more human.
to build a life you can sustain.
Yes, to sustain means to continue over time.
Not just for one day or 2 days.
But for real life, messy life, tired life,
Because the best routine,
is not the most perfect one.
it is the one that still works on a difficult day.
On a tired Tuesday.
Yes, real life is the test, not the perfect plan.
And making the most of your time,
Is not about doing more.
it's about doing the right things at the right time.
And sometimes losing less of yourself
Losing less energy, less attention, less peace.
and keeping more of what matters.
So maybe the final idea here is simple.
The goal is not a full schedule.
The goal is a full life.
Slowly, gently, consciously.
And that is something we can all practice step by step.
Yes, one small change at a time, not everything at once.
And that is enough, truly enough, more than enough.
So, after everything we talked about, time, energy, attention, I feel like there is one more important part we need to explore.
Yes, I feel that too. Something deeper, something more personal.
Because all of this, it is not only about managing time better.
It's also about how we live, how we feel, how we experience our days,
Exactly. Because you can organize your day perfectly.
and still feel empty.
Yes, that is the strange part.
So maybe the real question is not only how do I use my time?
But also, how do I feel inside my time?
That is powerful,
Because two people can have the same schedule.
but a completely different experience.
One feels calm, present, satisfied.
And the other feels rushed, tired, disconnected.
So something else is happening here.
Yes, something internal.
I think it's about attention and awareness.
Yes, Where your attention goes, your experience follows.
If your attention is always jumping,
Your life will feel scattered.
but if your attention is steady,
Your life will feel more calm, more clear.
and I think this is where many people struggle.
Because attention today is always being pulled.
Notifications, messages, updates,
So many small things asking for your focus.
and each one feels small.
But together, they become heavy.
Yes, like tiny drops filling a glass.
Until it overflows.
And then you feel overwhelmed, even if nothing big happened.
That is the quiet pressure of modern life.
Small, but constant.
So maybe the solution is not always to remove everything.
But to choose more carefully.
Choose what deserves your attention.
And what doesn't.
Because not everything is equally important.
And not everything needs your energy.
But sometimes we treat everything like it is urgent.
Yes, everything feels important, even when it is not.
And that creates stress. Quiet, constant stress.
So learning to pause becomes very important.
Yes, to pause and ask yourself,
Does this really matter right now?
do I need to do this now?
Or can it wait?
These small questions create space.
And space is something we need.
Very much.
Because without space, everything feels tight.
And heavy.
And when life feels too tight,
We lose the feeling of being present.
yes, we move through the day, but we don't really feel it.
Like walking quickly through a beautiful place, but never stopping to look.
Exactly. Everything is there, but you miss it.
And that is a kind of loss.
A quiet loss, but still important.
So maybe we need to practice noticing again.
Yes, noticing small things.
The light, the air, the sounds.
The feeling of a moment.
These things are simple.
But they make life feel real. It sounds so basic, but we forget it.
Yes, we forget because we are always moving,
Always thinking about the next thing.
instead of feeling the current moment.
So maybe the practice is simple.
Slow down just a little.
Not everything, just a few moments.
A few minutes in the day.
To sit, to breathe, to look around.
And just be there.
That is where awareness begins.
And when awareness grows,
Life feels fuller.
even if nothing changes outside,
That is the beautiful part.
you don't need to change everything.
Just how you experience it.
And that is something you can practice.
Slowly, gently, every day.
And I think this connects to something very important.
What is that?
Being kind to yourself.
Yes, very important.
Because many people are very hard on themselves.
They say, I should do more.
I should be better.
I am not doing enough.
And that creates pressure.
Constant pressure.
But maybe you are already doing enough.
Maybe you just need to see it differently.
Yes, instead of focusing on what is missing, notice what is already there.
What you already did, what you already tried.
That changes the feeling completely.
From pressure to appreciation. And appreciation feels lighter.
Softer, calmer.
More human.
Yes, more human, less machine.
Because we are not machines.
We are people with energy, emotions, limits.
And that is okay.
More than okay.
So maybe the real lesson is not control,
But balance,
not perfection,
but awareness,
not pressure.
but presence.
And when you start living like that,
Slowly, gently.
life begins to feel different,
Not bigger, not faster,
but deeper.
and more meaningful.
And that is something we all want,
Yes, even in a simple day.
especially in a simple day.
Because simple days are most of life.
And if we can feel those days,
Then we are not losing time anymore.
we are living it.
Fully, calmly, and consciously.
And that is a beautiful place to be.
Yes,
a very beautiful place.
So, after everything we've explored, time, energy, attention, awareness, I feel like we are arriving somewhere quieter now.
Yes, not louder, not bigger, but deeper.
Like everything is slowing down a little.
And becoming clearer.
I think there is one final piece we need to talk about.
Yes, something very simple, but often forgotten.
Rest.
Ah, rest. Something everyone wants, but many people don't allow.
Yes, because rest today feels strange.
Sometimes it feels like doing nothing is wrong.
Like you should always be doing something useful.
Always moving, always producing, always improving.
And if you stop,
You feel guilty.
that quiet guilt, it's very common.
But let's ask a simple question.
Okay?
What is rest really for?
To recover,
Yes, to recover energy,
to clear the mind.
to feel human again.
Exactly. But if we never truly rest,
Then we slowly become exhausted,
not just physically,
but mentally, emotionally.
and that kind of tiredness is heavy. And I think something important to understand is this.
Yes,
Rest is not a reward.
that's powerful.
It's not something you earn after doing everything.
Because everything is never finished.
Exactly. There is always one more thing to do.
One more message, one more task.
So if you wait until everything is done,
You would never truly rest. So maybe we need to change the idea.
yes, change the relationship with rest.
Rest is not something at the end.
It is something inside the day,
Small moments, small pauses,
like taking a breath,
sitting quietly.
looking outside for a minute.
These moments look small.
But they protect your energy. And when you allow yourself to rest,
Something interesting happens.
what?
You begin to feel more again.
Yes, because when you are always rushing,
You don't feel much. Everything becomes flat.
but when you slow down,
Emotions return.
calm, softness, even joy.
And this connects to something deeper.
What is that?
Being present, not just physically, but mentally.
Yes, being where you are,
Not thinking about the next thing,
not worrying about what is coming.
just being here.
That sounds simple.
But it is not always easy.
Yes, our minds like to travel,
To the future, to the past.
but rarely to the present. So maybe this is a practice?
Yes, a gentle practice.
Coming back again and again,
To this moment.
even for a few seconds.
It makes a difference. And when you combine all of this,
Time, energy, attention, rest.
you begin to see a new picture.
Life is not something to control perfectly,
It is something to experience,
not just to fill with tasks.
but to feel, to live.
And I think this is where many people feel relief.
Yes, because they realize
They don't need to do everything.
they don't need to be perfect.
They don't need to rush all the time.
They can slow down a little,
And that is enough.
more than enough.
So if you feel tired,
That is okay.
if you feel behind,
That is okay.
if you feel like life is moving too fast,
You are not alone.
and you don't need to fix everything today.
Just one small step,
One small moment of awareness.
one small pause.
And maybe right now,
You can do something very simple.
take a slow breath
Relax your shoulders
and just sit for a moment.
without doing anything.
That moment matters.
Yes, it really does.
So, we've come a long way together in this conversation. We started with time, then energy, then attention, and now something feels different inside.
Yes, it feels quieter, softer, like we are not trying to fix everything anymore. Just understand it.
And maybe that is the most important shift.
Not controlling life, but becoming aware of it.
Because when you are aware, small things begin to change.
Yes, not in a big, dramatic way.
But in a gentle, steady way.
You start to notice your habits,
Your thoughts.
your energy,
And slowly, you make small adjustments.
and those small adjustments, they matter more than we think.
Yes, because big change often comes from small steps.
Not from one perfect day.
But from many imperfect days lived with awareness.
That sounds very real.
Yes, not perfect, but real life. And I think something very important to remember is this.
Yes. What is it?
You don't need to become a completely different person.
That's comforting.
You don't need a perfect routine.
You're a perfect schedule.
You just need a few small changes that feel natural.
Changes that you can sustain.
Because if something is too difficult,
Too strict, too extreme,
you won't continue it.
and then you feel frustrated again.
So gentle change is stronger than forced change.
Yes, slow change is lasting change. And maybe after listening today,
You don't need to do everything.
just one thing.
One small shift.
Maybe you end your night a little earlier,
Or close one small task.
or say no just once.
Or take a quiet moment without your phone.
These things are simple but powerful.
And now, before we finish, let's take a moment to remember some of the words we used today.
Yes, because these are not just English words, they are real-life ideas.
First, squander.
To squander means to waste something valuable slowly and carelessly.
Like when we lose time in small pieces without noticing.
Next, drift,
Drift means to move without a clear direction.
like when your mind moves from one thing to another without focus.
Next, juggle.
To juggle means to manage many things at the same time.
And that can feel heavy and tiring.
Next, sustain.
Sustain means to continue something over time, not just start, but keep going.
Next, cling to.
To cling to means to hold on to something too tightly, even when it's not helping you anymore.
Next, reclaim.
To reclaim means to take something back.
Like taking back your attention, your time, your energy.
Next, wear yourself out.
It means making yourself too tired through stress or effort.
Something many people do without realizing.
Next, let something slide.
It means to ignore something or delay it.
And then it stays in your mind longer than it should.
Next, carve out time.
It means to create time on purpose.
Not waiting, but deciding.
And finally, out of sync.
It means not working in harmony.
Like when your plan and your energy don't match.
These words are simple but meaningful.
Yes, and if you use even one or two of them,
Your English will feel more natural, more real.
and more importantly, your thinking will become clearer.
Because language is not only about speaking.
It is also about understanding life.
So, as we finish today,
Let's come back to something simple.
you don't need a perfect life.
You need a life you can feel,
Slowly
gently.
and consciously.
And if one idea stayed with you today,
Let that be enough.
you don't need 10 changes,
Just one small step
because one small step.
can change the feeling of a whole day.
This is Anna
And this is Jake.
from Viram English class.
Thank you for learning with us and sharing this quiet moment.
If this lesson helped you,
Please like the video
subscribe to the channel.
and share it with someone who might need it too.
Keep learning,
Keep growing.
and most importantly,
Keep going.
bye.
Bye.